Lots of feels going into tomorrow, senior day? Or?
No feels. I'm in denial. I'm actually not thinking about it at all.
Yeah. It's a normal game?
Yeah. I'm hopefully going to stay in denial till after the game, and then the emotions can come out, but I'm trying my hardest to not think about it.
What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, Azzi Fudd's journey at UConn has been one of a lot of things. Perseverance, resilience, and some flashes of brilliance, but overshadowed by the cruel realities of repeated injuries after injuries after injuries. As a former #1 high school recruit in the nation, Azzi Fudd came into UConn with some expectations to help take college basketball by storm. But the setbacks that she has endured over the past 4 seasons has kept her from realizing her potential, at least in a continuous, uninterrupted fashion. Now, she has a major decision on her hands. Is she going to return to UConn for a 5th and final season of women's college basketball? Or is she going to declare for the 2025 WNBA draft? This is a choice that is filled with some complexities and one that she admits that she has yet to make just yet. And here's the deal. She has a lot of time. She has until 48 hours after UConn's final postseason game to actually make a decision. Now, when we talk about Azzi Fudd, we talk about injuries because injuries have been a thing that have defined her career so far. She had a foot injury her freshman year, a significant knee injury her sophomore year, an ACL and meniscus tear that nearly wiped out all of her junior season. And now she's back on the court, right? And even this season, she experienced some injury. She experienced an injury. She made her long-awaited return to the basketball court in November and then ended up sustaining a minor knee sprain that had her out for a couple games. It's not a big deal, but still, for somebody who has experienced a lot of injuries, that setback was significant. This is someone who, in 4 years at UConn, has only played in 66 games. That's it. 66 games in 4 seasons, which is a fraction of what she was expected to do when she actually arrived in stores. Now, here's the thing. Despite all of these setbacks, she still has maintained, a belief in herself, and she has been working with a sports psychologist that has really been helping her to overcome some of the mental toll that injuries can have. And her father, Tim Fudd, said that shook her mentally. Having the mental coach work through that with her and help her be more confident back into what she was doing on the floor, that was huge. Because I think it was a week and a half, 2 weeks she was out, but mentally it was more like a month or more that she was just kind of like not the same. She was not willing to attack the same way. She was kind of like a bit apprehensive. And Azzi, she has been working through that stuff, right? And it's great that she has a psychologist that can kind of help her work through that stuff, because that's a lot. That's a lot. Going through so many injuries and then having like a slight one and you're like, oh no, my world's over, because you think it's going to be another season that you'll be out or something like that. But here's the thing, guys. Azzi Fudd is back. She's been on the court. Again, she only missed 3 games due to that like slight injury that she had earlier in the season. And when Azzi Fudd is on the court and when she's healthy, y'all, sometimes we have been able to see a huge showcase of why she was such a highly touted prospect. Guys, this is someone who dropped 34 points in a game against St. John's, which you can say, you know what, not a big deal. St. John's not a good team, but she had 28 points in an upset victory over South Carolina as well. She has proven time and time again when she is healthy and when she is in the right mental state, y'all, she can be one of the most dangerous scorers in the country. She has one of the purest shots I have seen. Like, it's just, her shot is so automatic. It's so like, I don't know, the word I want to say is like beautiful. Like, the shot is just like, it's there all the time. She doesn't have to move a lot. She gets the ball, goes right into her shooting form, knocks it down. And it's really, really awesome to see. And, she's someone who, when she's able to find her momentum, find her rhythm, she's all good to go. She is all good to go. Azzi Fudd's mindset in making her draft decision, in a lot of ways, it is centered around being present and in the moment.
I've been really focusing on trying to stay present this year and trying to just give this year all I've got. And I didn't want me worrying about what I'm going to do kind of play into just my mindset now. And so I was like, well, I'd rather have a senior night just in case. So yeah, I'm doing it.
Throughout her season this year, she's been focused on taking things day by day rather than worrying about the future. But as the season winds down, the reality of her decision looms large, especially considering that senior day is right around the corner as UConn faces against Marquette.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to sit down and talk like with my family, with people closest to me, and just talk through the decisions, options. I'm a big pros and cons lister to kind of get the emotions out, the feelings out, and just write down the facts. So I think a pro and cons list is in my near future.
Here's the thing. The allure of staying at UConn for one more season is pretty clear, right? She'll have an opportunity to prove that she can indeed put together a full, healthy season and just showcase what Azzi Fudd can do if she is available and healthy for 100% of the regular season. Now, we don't know. Ultimately, no one knows what injuries loom in the future, but that's a significant draw, right? Also, it'll allow her to cement her legacy, at UConn, right? This period of UConn's basketball has largely been dominated by Paige Beckers. Makes sense, right? But having an opportunity to come back without Paige Beckers and really being the one of the main focuses for this team, probably the main focus in terms of guards, I think that's pretty appealing. That is pretty appealing for Azzi. But on the other side, you have the WNBA, which is a dream of hers, right? Entering the draft would allow her to start her professional career, and I think it's obvious that she is going to be a first round pick, and so she's able to get that going and get that started because why not? Because you don't know what injuries may come about in the future, so you might as well secure your foot into a professional team right now. Despite her injury history, Azzi Fudd is still considered a potential first-round draft pick. I have her going in the first 6 picks. Yes, she has injuries. However, she's someone who can handle the basketball. She's someone who has a pure shot. And that's a very, very valuable asset for teams who are looking to knock down 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. But of course, if she enters, the thing that's on every GM's mind is, yes, Azzi Fudd is fantastic, but, what about her injuries? What about her past injuries? What does her future look like in the WNBA? Will she be fully healthy? There's a lot of question marks in that regard. Of course, we got the number 1 and number 2 pick for the most part, I think, kind of locked down, and Paige Beckers number 1 and Olivia Miles number 2, but there's a potential that we will see Azzi Fudd with the Washington Mystics, right? That could be pretty interesting. They have several picks: the number 3 pick, the number 4 pick, and the number 6 pick. I could definitely see the number 4 pick going to Azzi Fudd. And it helps because Azzi does have ties to Arlington, Virginia, right? That's where she's from. And so I think that would make a lot of sense. And so if you're Azzi, you're like, you know what? I would like some sort of resemblance of home with the professional team I go to. Maybe you are going into the draft because, at least in my opinion, I think it's likely that she will be picked up by the Washington Mystics. And so, there's a lot of question marks. Right? But here's the thing. If she returns for another season, her draft stock could rise. Right now, Azzi Fudd is like a 4 through 6 draft pick for 2025. But if she stays another year, she is probably a 2 pick in the draft for 2026. So a full and healthy season could help to showcase her abilities more. But again, that's still the unknown because we just don't know what the future really holds. But regardless of Azzi Fudd's decision, one thing is clear, y'all. Azzi is one of the best shooters we have seen in recent college basketball. And she has a lot of basketball ahead of her, right? Her best days are yet to come. And, whether it's suiting up in the WNBA in 2025, or whether that's returning for another year in stores. Azzi Fudd is going to be a fun player to watch in the future for basketball, and whatever comes next, hey, she'll be ready for it. Though, guys, keep in mind, guys, that there is a rule by the NCAA that affects Azzi and affects all other players who are looking to possibly enter the WNBA draft for 2025. Per the rules of the NCAA, players have up to 48 hours after the conclusion of their final postseason game to declare for the WNBA draft. So if she wants to be in the draft, 48 hours after UConn's postseason is over, that's when she has to announce. So if they lose in the Sweet 16, 48 hours after that, she has to announce. Right? You get it. But anyway, what do y'all think? Do y'all think she's going to announce? Do y'all think she's going to return? I think there's a significant chance she actually returns. Though I think it's probably better for her just to announce and go into the draft, because you just don't know. You don't know what your injury status is going to be. Like, absolutely, I'm hoping that she ends up having a very healthy season next year. But like, we just don't know. And so to guarantee, a first round pick, I think this year it probably makes the most sense to do it. And especially because there's a good likelihood that you will get drafted by the Washington Mystics, at least in my opinion. But I think she might end up just returning back to school, because it feels like if she really had a real leaning either way, she would have said so. Like, for example, like Paige Beckers last year, like she said she was coming back, for the senior game. Like, she's like, hey, I'm coming back.
So we can trust that you're not going to grab a microphone after the game like someone did and make an announcement of what they're going to do.
Yes, you can trust that. There'll be an announcement, but not tomorrow.
Azzi Fudd at this point doesn't know. And because of that, I think that means that she's going to return. But what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see y'all in the next one. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.